So, budget tech. Over time, it's become something of a daily driver for a lot of people. Take the iPhone SE series or the Samsung A54, which is Samsung's newest and highest A series device. And generally speaking, what you get is a ton of the premium features for a significantly less cost, and there are obviously going to be some downgrades. And that's where the OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite comes in. It offers a lot of a flagship phone, such as a 108 megapixel main camera lens and 120 Hz refresh rate. However, there are limitations, and some of these, as you'll see throughout this review, are a bit of a deal breaker. So let's talk the unboxing experience of your OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite, and on the offset we're going to start off with a big hitter right away, and that is the OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite. Beautiful feeling device, shiny. Those camera lenses will be coming up in the review itself, and we'll see what we think of those. Also, as part of that, you do get a really nice clear case, quite soft and jelly feel. You also have loads of warranty information, including your Red Coin Club, Red Cable Club membership for OnePlus, which is nice. Pop those there. Then you got your USB-A to USB-C fast charging cable, which is a nice addition, to also include, yes, a 67 watt Super VOOC fast charging, so that's A to C, as classic OnePlus would say. And that is your entire OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite 5G unboxing experience. To be fair, a pretty decent one. So this is your fully set up OnePlus Nord CE3 Lite. Pretty nice screen, to be fair, 1080p I believe in terms of ratios. We'll get to the full spec breakdown in a second. And you swipe right, and as you'd expect, you're going to get your normal Android-esque features. Swiping up gets you into the main menu. Now there is a sort of whiff of Color OS here, which if I hit settings, yeah, that's pretty much Color OS, to be fair, let's be honest, because this is a bit of a marriage that's currently happening with OnePlus and Oppo. Is a lot of what Oppo are doing is bleeding into the OnePlus devices, and some people hate it, some people love it. It's your take. So customization wise, you get tons of options, which is great to see in the home screen and layout, and then you can and then you can also amend wallpaper and styles and so on and so forth. Going to display, you also will see perfectly and beautifully you get a high refresh rate. Dun dun dun. Can't live without it. Why would you? 120 Hz, and it does feel very smooth. It is not LTPO, so it won't go all the way down to like 1 Hz and back up and whatever have you. It's not going to do that. Using S23 Ultra, it doesn't feel as smooth, but it still feels pretty smooth, which is great. Then if I go into the notification menu, just going to quickly show you something there. This again gives you tons of options. So you've got obviously your standard ones, and then you can go into settings there and add and amend as you please, which is lovely. Let's move on to sound and audio. We'll give you an idea what that feels like. So jam this on, and then pop this bad boy up to full screen, and then that is a Lima, I believe. Yes. Sound output wise, pretty good. And then video wise, very cute parrots, I must say, very colourful to sort of demonstrate my display, I guess. In terms of display, actually, let's talk about that quickly. So you've got your front facing camera here, which sits in the middle, which is lovely, and then you've got your symmetrical borders top and bottom, which will be the sides, and then your top border here, which is fine, but your bottom border does have a bit of a chin, which can be expected at this price point, which again we'll touch on in a second. Now in terms of the device itself, let's start from the bottom. You got your USB-C for that 67 watt Super VOOC fast charging, 3.5mm jack for your wired earphones, 1 second on that one, and then your external speaker. In terms of that 3.5mm jack, we also actually have to hand these. So these are the OnePlus Nord earbuds that are recently announced, I'm assuming, I'm not sure, but they came with the device as a special promotion, so a nice little touch there from OnePlus. I appreciate that. In terms of the rest of the device, you've got your power on and off button, which also can be doubled up as a fingerprint sensor, and then on the other side you've got your volume down, volume up, and your SIM ejector tool goes there, and then your SIM card goes in there, which is lovely. Now in terms of those cameras, yes, hopefully this shows on camera, but this is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, is probably the biggest understatement. I always thought this was going to be matte, so it's a bit of a shame it's not. But let's have a look at those cameras, especially that main sensor up there, see what that's capable of, and I'll give you an idea as to why we have some issues with this particular OnePlus device. So let's break down the spec of the Nord CE3 Lite. So you get 6.7-inch 1080p display, 120 Hz, Snapdragon 695, 8GB of RAM, 120GB of storage, 5000 mAh battery, and 67 watt Super VOOC fast charging, which is 0 to 100 in around 45 minutes topping out. Front megapixel camera is 16, so that's the front facing camera. On the rear, you get a 108 megapixel main and then two 2 megapixel cameras. One's depth, one's macro. And in those cameras is where you get your massive, huge compromises on the CE3 Lite. Predominantly because that 108 megapixel camera on paper looks super impressive, but it will only allow you to zoom 3x. It'll only record in 1080p 30 frames per second. And I know what you're thinking. Well, we've seen the 100 megapixel camera on the S20 Ultra and that could zoom 100 times. Yeah, this has been by manufacturer or on purpose, this has been reined in to limit what it can do. And that is a shame. Also, the processor we mentioned earlier, Snapdragon 695, sounds great on paper, but it's the same as last year's OnePlus Nord CE2. So no dramatic change there. And then RAM, storage, battery side and charging isn't that a great differential from other devices that are on the market. So where does that leave us? The CE3 Lite is $299 here in the UK, and we got a free pair of buds with it as we showed. But I would obviously, I would lean and say I wouldn't recommend the CE3 Lite, predominantly because there are better options out there that aren't as limited, something like the Pixel 6a, or as I mentioned, the iPhone SE series, or the Samsung A54, although that does cost a little bit more. Bit of a shame because we were looking forward to this one. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, as always, we out.